The new mobile card game Marvel Snap has just released in Australia and New Zealand, and I've got some thoughts about it. I've been playing it over the last couple of days, and I'm going to be going through what I liked, what I didn't like, and also what is just downright predatory. That's right, this game has one of the most predatory monetization systems I've seen in games for a very, very long time. Now we're going to go ahead and start off with what I liked about it. I've set up chapters so you can jump to whatever interests you most. As always, if you like the video, please go ahead and leave it a like. Sub to the channel helps out the algorithm, and let me know your thoughts on the game in the comments down below. Let's start off with what I liked about it. So what's good about this game? Well, essentially it's just pure fun. Each round of Snap lasts about 2 to 3 minutes at a time, so it's very, very easy to pick up and just start playing if you have a couple of minutes spare. The variety of characters and the artwork for each card is incredibly beautiful, and you can tell that a lot of attention has gone into making each card vibrant and pop with color. On top of that, cards also have variant cover art as well that you can collect, and the cards themselves can be upgraded to further change their aesthetic, going from base cards, which are just the standard form of the card, to frame breaks where they actually pop out of the card's frame, to then you have 3D, and then you have animated, and it just keeps going on from there. What's even more interesting than that is actually the card's abilities. Every single card that you collect has a different ability or different strength, and it's up to you to build your deck in a way that's going to give you the most well-rounded and best suited deck to play other players. Certain cards have different abilities and can provide buffs to other cards already on the field, or some can just be straight pure power points. Each round will see you line up against 3 lanes. Each lane has different rules, and these change at every single game. So in one game, it might be a card placed here might get an extra 2 power points. Or in another game, it might be cards over a certain power points are unable to be played here. There are loads of different rules, and even after hours of playing, I'm still coming across new ones. It makes it so every game feels fresh, and it means that you have to adapt your strategy to an ever-changing platform, as no one game is the same as another. Now the aim of the game is to have the highest points in at least 2 of these 3 lanes. If your points are higher than the other players in at least 2 of these 3 lanes, you will score yourself a victory. Now when you score yourself a victory, you obtain cubes. Usually you get 2 cubes at a victory. However, if you're feeling cocky, you can go ahead and tap, or as this game likes to call it, snap, on the cube to double the stakes. This means that your usual 2 cubes on the line turn into 4. If the other player also snaps, their 2 also turns into 4, and suddenly you're now playing for 8 cubes. It feels amazing when you win to get 8, it's such a big increase, but it feels rubbish when you lose. You can also snap your cubes to intimidate other players into backing out of a game to show that you're confident, essentially making a bluff. So you can really start getting into some mind games with the other players, which I found to be incredibly fun. Obviously, the more cubes you win, the higher your rank goes. There is also collection levels that increase the more you play, allowing you to unlock upgrades for your cards and even unlock new mystery cards, and there's also daily and weekly missions, so there's actually a lot of content for players to sink their teeth into. But how do you build your deck? Well, basically you just have to play. The more you play and win, the more cards you unlock. Now why would you want to unlock more cards? Well, as I said before, every card comes with their own stats, buffs, and abilities, so the better the cards you have in the deck, the better you'll be when you play other players. You can also create up to 4 decks, and you can rename it to whatever you want, so you could have a deck just dedicated to passive abilities, you could have a pure powerhouse deck, it's entirely up to you. You can customize the art on the back of the cards as well as also unlocking and changing your avatar to different comic book characters. Now speaking of the multiplayer, how is it? At the time of this recording, it's been incredibly smooth for me. I've never had a game crash, the game has been responsive, and I've never had someone disconnect on me. Now if you are taking too long to make a move, the game will start to turn red to signify that you are taking too long in an attempt to keep the games fast. Now the things that I don't particularly like too much. When it comes to playing other players, there is a very, very limited chat feature with I think about 8 predetermined phrases that you can send over to the person that you're playing. These also aren't the greatest things that you want to send to players too. I just wish there were more options. And also at the time of this recording, there is no ability to add friends. This is something that is planned to come out in the future. However, at this time of the recording, it's just not there yet. Adding that friend feature will greatly benefit the game as it increases the social interactions of the game, and I think that's going to improve the game for the long term. But now let's get into the predatory behavior of this game. Ooh. So the game at the time of this recording has what's called a Nexus event, which is basically putting cards behind paywalls, and it's almost like a loot box system. Currently, the super rare rewards are a Jane Foster base card and a Destroyer base card. You have a guarantee to get a 4-star reward for every 10 opens, and a guarantee of a super rare card after 50 opens as a pity system. So let's do some quick maths. How much will it actually cost you to obtain these 2 super rare cards? So you can see that opening 10 rolls in one go will cost you around 1,800 gold. Great, let's go over to the shop and see if we can buy 1,800 gold. Wait, there's only 1,450 and a 300 gold pack, which only amounts to 1,750 gold. This is 50 gold short of a 10 roll. That's so weird, right? So now I'm left with 2 options. I can either stay 50 gold short and roll every single time and not reach my 10 rolls where I don't get my guaranteed 4-star rare reward. Or the other option is to obviously buy more, which is clearly what they're pushing you to do. Now these super rare cards have a 1.5% chance of turning up in these rolls, a very small percentage. So let's say it actually takes you 50 rolls to secure these super rare cards. How much is that going to cost you? Well, 1,800 gold gets you 10 rolls. So times that by 5 to get 50 rolls, that's going to be 9,000 gold. What increments does the shop provide if someone just wants to go ahead and roll 50 in one hit? Well, you could buy an 8,000 gold pack for $150. But wait a minute, there is no 9,000 gold pack. So how do you get 9,000 gold? You're still 1,000 gold short. So let's have a look to see if there's a 1,000 gold option. Of course there isn't. There's a 700 gold option, which still leaves you 300 short. So then you can go ahead and buy another 300 pack, or you could buy in excess again and go for the 1,450 gold for 30 extra dollars. So what does that all add up to? Well, to get a guaranteed 5-star super rare card with 50 rolls in the pity system, you are looking at about a $170 to $180 price point. It is absolutely insane for one card. And in these Nexus events, there are multiple cards, so that $170 to $180 is for one. Let's say you do that again for the next one. Let's say you get Jane Foster and you want Destroyer, you do it all again, that's another $170 to $180. So all up, to get 2 super rare cards, you could be looking at something a bit over $350 for 2 cards on a mobile game. It is absolutely bullshit. And the structure is so clearly set up to be predatory, and the game hasn't even fully released yet. Now let's have a look at some other stuff in the store. Surely not everything is this toxic, right? Well, let's say you want to buy some variant card art for the cards that you already own, ones that are already in your deck. It couldn't be that bad, right? Since you already own the card, but it's the same bullshit. Card variant covers are 750 gold each. What are the options available to buy gold in the store? Well, you can buy 700 gold for $15. Again, just like before, you'll be just short by 50 gold to buy one alternative art for one single card. So then you're forced to go ahead and buy another batch of gold for that extra 50 if you don't already have it. It's clearly an intentional structure too, because no matter what you're looking to buy, each gold pack on its own is just short of something in the store. And if you were to combine gold packs to buy larger items in the store, they too are just short, forcing you to buy more. I am more than happy to spend money on a mobile game, but the game needs to clearly respect its players. $15 for a single card to get a variant cover is bullshit. Potentially spending upwards of $360 for 2 super rare cards with a 1.5% chance of appearing before a pity system kicks in is ridiculous. It is so disappointing that there is such greedy, slimy tactics plastered throughout this otherwise really fun game. Now Ben Brode, a member of the team behind the game, has acknowledged the Nexus event was clearly not well received, so it is likely to change, but the attempt of trying to get away with this in the first place puts a very sour taste in players' mouths. It really shows the game's true intentions, and for a game that hasn't even been fully released globally yet, you're already setting a really bad reputation. Also, this needs to be acknowledged too, that what happens to the players who have already purchased the games in this shop? Will they be reimbursed when the prices eventually come down, or will they be compensated with extra content to make up that price difference? Basically no. Had players not supported the game at the start and just waited until these prices dropped and then spent their money later on, they would have got a lot more content for their money. However, the devs behind the game basically said, hey, you purchase it at this time at the higher rate, sorry, too bad, not my problem.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
So players who would have waited to go ahead and spend their money would be getting a lot more content. They could spend less and get more than the players who were there supporting them from day one, putting in real money into this game, and the devs just don't want to compensate the people who are supporting the game from day one. It's just insane to me. Now, can you unlock everything if you are a free-to-play player? Apparently you can eventually, but I've heard it takes anywhere from 6 to 8 months of constant playing to unlock everything. If you are a completionist and have zero self-control with spending money, do not get this game. You will be losing hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. So overall, the game is very fun. However, it is not without its glaring issues. The lack of friends and limited chat severely limits the social aspects of the game, and the monetary side of it feels downright predatory. In its current state, I would recommend it if you are going to be free to play only. There are so many things built in here to trick you or try to entice you to spend more money and continuously spend your money in this game. I understand it is a mobile game at the end of the day, but that doesn't mean that we have to settle for shit tier quality. As I said before, I'm more than happy to give games my money, but there needs to be that element of respect to the players themselves. So if you are going to be free to play, I'd recommend it. If you're looking to spend money, I would say wait until they've sorted out their monetary systems, because at the moment, it is complete dog shit. But that's all for the video today, guys. Let me know in the comments down below, are you looking forward to this game? Have you played it? And if you have, what are your thoughts on it? And after this video, have I changed your mind about this game at all? Let me know all your thoughts. Leave the video a like if you liked it, and also sub to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.